Hello, and welcome to the first ever episode of Fanfiction Analysis with M.I. Velli. I'm M.I. Velli, and this is my possessed computer V. Why do I have a possessed computer? I have no idea. I am good friends with her, so if I buy a new computer, I will transfer her into it, even if she is snarky and tends to film me and spy on me whenever I don't notice. But yeah, don't ask questions. Even I don't want to know. Anyways, since it's the internet and people love negative things and people still love Harry Potter, that's going to be the topic of our very first episode. After all, Albus Dumbledore is an evil man who controls Harry's life, ruins everything, makes great master plans. Oh wait, that's what the fandom says. He has done many questionable things, but he's still a good person, and sometimes he does realize he made mistakes. What the fandom says is wrong. Except that is canon. And before I start, there's no long boy who lived. That's another topic for another time. Anyways, on with the reasons. Controlling Haley. I'm not saying he's not a chess master. I mean, he is. Just look at what he did to Lockhart. But he doesn't control Haley's life to that extent. Look at this quote from The Project by Tool Fuel 1987. Hey Haley, Neville said, sounding bemused. Luna and Hermione were arguing about you. About me? Well, Luna is of the opinion that Dumbledore is some master manipulator whose sole desire in life has been to control every aspect of yours. Of course, Luna declared to Hermione. It makes sense. Why else would the headmaster send Haley to live with Muggle relatives who, as you told me earlier, hate magic and him? He wants to mold Haley into the perfect pawn, who will see him as some god figure and only listen to everything he says. Harry decided to intervene before Hermione had an aneurysm. That makes no sense, he said loudly. A lot of things could go wrong with that plan. For one, he cannot really predict how my relatives would have treated me. Then there's no guarantee that I would have turned out the way I did thanks to their treatment of me. He didn't really keep much of a tab on me till I had to start school here. Even if he had, there is still no guarantee I would have responded predictably at all. And I am pretty certain that he would have made mistakes. He admitted to a few other mistakes himself, so I really don't see him anything close to a god figure as you would put it at all. Exactly what I was saying, Hermione said with vindication. Also, Harry said with another thought occurring to him, if he really wanted me to be the way you say he wanted me to be, then wouldn't it be more sensible just to place me with people who are utterly loyal to him? Failing that, why not just raise me himself? I'd be growing up listening to how brilliant Professor Dumbledore is. By the time I started my first year, I'd be as bad as Hagrid is right now. Excellent point, Haley, Hermione said approvingly. I wish I had thought of that. Well, I suppose you have a point, Luna finally said grudgingly. Well, there goes that idea from the article for the Quibbler. That is the perfect breakdown on why everything can go wrong. There's too many variables and the plan would just shatter. And that's not even getting into Haley is raised by blank stories. Anyways, on to the next topic. Stealing money. Yes, money is an important thing, but has he ever been focused on it? No! Sure, he had Harry's key, but it was probably given to him by Harry's parents for safekeeping. Plus, he's a headmaster at a school, and that's Next topic. Stealing the credit. Having Harry defeat Voldemort and then stealing the credit? Why is this a thing? He has so much going for him. He has so many titles. He has an Order of Merlin. He defeated Grindelwald, who's either Hitler or behind Hitler. Voldemort is essentially someone who wants to take over a small island nation. Grindelwald wanted the world. Anyways, my point is, Dumbledore is not someone who cared about prestige. In the 5th book, when all of his titles were taken away, the only thing he cared about was his chocolate frog card. Anything else can go to hell. This is canonically not a man who would steal someone else's credit. Anyways, next topic. Finding Haley's magical core. It is said that wizards and witches have a container in the body that holds all their magic. And when the magic is used, it takes magical particles and refills it. Oh wait, that's fairy tale. It is canon to the Harry Potter universe that no one knows where magic comes from. There's nothing close to canon about magical cores. In fact, if you look up the word core on the Harry Potter wiki, it shows you stuff about wand cores. Unless it's a crossover with fairy tale or some other series with similar ideas of how magic works, it ain't canon. Next topic. And finally, wanting to rule the world. It's not even close to canon. Yes, he was this way in his youth, but he grew out of it. It's not a common thing in these stories, but when you see it, it's not even close to canon. You may be asking yourself, why isn't it close to canon? The answer is simple. Fudge! In the 5th book, he's become paranoid that Dumbledore is trying to create an army to overthrow the Ministry. And this is a sign that he is losing it. Not only that, but everyone wants Dumbledore to be the minister. But he doesn't want that because he doesn't trust himself. This is literally going against canon. Just give me a few minutes. Seriously? People will still like these stories, and I do kind of get it. My first Harry Potter stories have Dumbledore as a manipulative jerk. Still on the side of good. Yeah, jerk. Can I think of any good stories that's a good counterbalance to this, though? They're few and far between. But there's The Project, which I referenced earlier. That's a good story, even if the premise is a little weird. Another one I'd like to recommend is Dumbledore's Ultimate Plan for the Greater Good by Green Sword 101. It's a parody fic that covers a lot of the same stuff I covered in this video. If you know of any other stories that have the makings of an evil Dumbledore story but doesn't do it, leave it in the comments below. Anyways, in the future, I will be covering similar lists involving Long Boy Who Lived, the Weasleys, and other series that have similar problems with their stories. But next time I will be covering something different. So, anyways, later!